You had a very tragic event happen to you at age 18. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so that was pretty much the culmination of a lot of that energy coming full circle. You know, making bad decisions, living recklessly, living life in the fast lane, literally. And I was hanging out with a friend one night, getting rowdy. We had picked up a couple girls from a party. That was the last thing I remember, about 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. And the road that they were on, we picked them up from a house in a development, and the road that led to it had a long straightaway when you come out of it for about 3/4 of a mile, and then went into a hard-ass turn. Now, I don't remember any of this, but my friend had a really fast car, a Mitsubishi Eclipse that had a twin turbo in it. And I know he must have been showing off his car for the girls that we had picked up. Girls he didn't know that I did, and I was introducing him, so, you know, new girls, wants to show off. And unfortunately, he wasn't very familiar with this road. He wasn't from my town. He didn't see that S-turn coming, overcompensated to the left. Sent us into a tree, off the road and into a tree at about 60 miles an hour. Unfortunately, on my side of the door, all the energy went through the door and through my pelvis, and Jim, who was a tall guy in a little car, unfortunately snapped his neck and was gone instantly.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not good. The two girls in the back were relatively unscathed, all things considered. One had a broken ankle, one had a gash above her eyebrow. Other than that, you know, the three of us, the fact that we were even alive was incredible. The car was crumpled around the tree. It took them at least 90 minutes to cut us out and medevac me by helicopter to the trauma center for fear of internal bleeding. Other than having my pelvis exploded by all that energy going through it, other than that, I literally didn't have a scratch on me. So I was really blessed, and that kind of planted this seed of wondering about, you know, being protected by God and angels, and, you know, started me thinking about, you know, more important questions in life that would one day lead me down a road of spirituality.
Right. That was an inflection point in your life then.
No doubt about it. I didn't wake up, you know, and change my ways right away, but it planted the seed and I began changing. There was no doubt. I woke up in the hospital room, or came to. I was conscious the whole time, but my brain has taken the memory of it, which, to tell you the truth, I don't mind. I don't want to remember, you know, being stuck in that car for 90 minutes with Jim laying on top of me. I can't imagine. So I'm grateful I don't remember, but I came to in the hospital room, and I say that, you know, when I woke up in that hospital room, I was not the same person who had gotten out of bed that morning, for sure.
Oh my word. And so then after the accident, in the months after, you developed an opioid addiction, right?
Yeah, 18 years old, 2002. This happened October 28th, 2002. They just filled me up with Percocets. 10 milligram Percocets, no warnings, no worries about withdrawal and addiction, no warnings, no information, just take one pill every 4 to 6 hours as needed for pain. And after a year and a half, it was one day, well, you're all fine now, so we're not giving you these pills. Next thing I know, I was in deep withdrawal. I had no idea what withdrawal was. Next thing I know, I'm sick, I'm nervous, I'm sweating. All I could think about was getting more of those pills. I had no idea what was happening to me, and it freaked me out. And that really started the addiction going down the wrong road for me.
Wow.
And, I always look back on that and wish they had never given me any painkillers, at least opiate painkillers. Tylenol would have served me better, you know, especially considering all of the problems that the addiction had created for me in my life.
Right. I was reading a book from one of the GWAT veterans coming back who'd been wounded terribly. He got addicted to opioids, and he said the opioids coming off of those were worse than the injuries. Just terrible impacts, man. It's
no doubt a very, very tough thing to go through. And, you know, they change the makeup of your brain. You know, they actually change the way your neurons fire. They make you dependent on it, you know, not just physically, but mentally, you know, and it turned me into a person I didn't want to be. That's for sure. You know, I was running from the withdrawal every day, and it made you desperate. And, that's when you hear about drug addicts doing crazy things, getting arrested and these crazy stories on the news. And it's just because of how incredibly difficult of a place you find yourself in with that addiction. It's really not good.
That's rough, man. You had a tumultuous childhood.
It was nothing if not eventful. There's no doubt about that. But, looking back now, thankfully, I had a lot to learn from. So there was a lot of growth there for me, which I'm grateful for. I don't know if everybody commits themselves to learning and growing from all of their experiences that way, but I have, and thankfully I've been able to transform a lot of it.
Excellent.